Everyone, and we are looking at the second round of the United Nations Cup today. We actually see some games already. Rounds 1 and 2 are being commented on the chess.com. I don't see this tournaments. Still number 2. Where's round number 2? I don't see round number 2, guys. You guys see round number 2 on the chess bump? I don't see it. Yeah, I really don't want to go to chess.com to check those games, and Lee Chess is probably not covering that. Let's see, are there tournaments in progress? Daily Blitz Arena. Nope, nothing. Nada, nothing.
Other than nada.
Yeah, okay, I guess I have to go to live jet chess game, and then we have to go to this tournament coverage. Right, we see 25-10 games, and let's see the American team. And this is pretty standard. Have Jan continuing to play this line against Nakamura, but now playing with white. Alright. Granite playing versus Fabiano. Alright, we're looking forward to this game. White seems to be really well prepared here. Really well prepared, but it looks to be equal, more or less. What happened here? Yeah, I think he forgot to play a4 here. Should be 5. Alright, so this is all pretty standard. Yeah, this should be interesting. What else we have? And Levon Aronian playing the Petrov. Challenged me to a 3-minute rated game. Hi guys, hi Memons. Trying to find the second. Oh, there we go. Yeah, the chess bomb is just so lazy. You know, the game's already in progress, but because chess bomb was owned by chess.com, they can delay the transmission of the games there, right? While the game's like in full swing here on chess.com. So let's see, Rajabov is playing, what is this? This is Queen's Gambit. We're just basically looking at some openings here. Alright, Anand, he knows his theory. We trust in Anand. Wesley playing versus Andreikin. This is the Grunfeld's pretty famous line. Looks pretty equal to me. Slightly better for white, but it's well known to be pretty much a drawish line. And of course we have Petrov by Yu Yang Yu, who knows Giri pretty well, I think. And now is the famous either knight c6 or knight d6 line. Not sure which one it will be. Hi Andre, my cam is on board. Ooh, you're right. My camera is on board. Alright, there. Better, right? Hopefully. Okay, hi Andre. Hi guys. Trying to do the coverage of the tournament, but I wish they put it on the chess bomb, but they didn't, right? So they are not good. Okay, who else? We have Harry playing versus Firoza. That should be interesting. Caro, this is the infamous line. And, ooh, this is something new. I don't know. I don't like this knight of d2. I think bishop d3 here is pretty much traditional, right? Knight of d2. I mean, a very quick way of trying to play f3, of course, but knight g4 and you don't have f3 anymore. So you gotta play king e1, and then e5, then if f3. Oh, they played a bunch of moves already. All right, so knight b3, a5. Black looks pretty good, yeah. Except this move. I don't like this move. Probably knight doesn't belong on a6. I would say that the standard bishop e6 followed by knight e7. Right, that would be pretty good. Knight a6, because after f3, you gotta go somewhere h2, h6, I guess, followed by f6, and that's different. Hi, what time control are they playing? They're playing, as we can see, the time control here is 25:10. That's what they're doing. We have some other guys playing. We have some women grandmasters playing, right? Let's quickly take a look. Ariban is playing versus Corey. We have Nana playing versus Vijun. And we have the last lady is Mashka is playing Canero. Alright, so a bunch of interesting games. You see, let's go back to Leon Beast. This is the famous Nimzo line here. This is all pretty forced. I think this has all been played to death. People analyze this line to death. And I think actually Maxim used this line to beat Anish Giri here. Remember in Magnus tournament? Let's see how God prepared Vlad. I didn't prepare Vlad. I didn't prepare Vlad at all. He's got the coach, the Russian coach, to do that for him, right? So I didn't prepare him at all because neither in the first round, neither in the second round. I'm kind of tired. I was doing the London lecture, guys, by the way. It is ready and it just needs to be uploaded. And it's 40 minutes long. I think you're gonna like it. It's exciting. So the intro was the first, right? And now we're really starting to get into the different lines and sublines of the London system. So I kind of liked it. So hope you liked it as well. Just have to upload it. Okay. So Hikaru is still playing this line against Nepomniachtchi, right? They discussed it in the Magnus tournament. And I think Hikaru is going to survive this one. He is not taking on c5 on purpose. So that's important. And what happened here? We see knight d7. Pretty standard move, I guess. Knight d5, but then just grab knight b4, trade the knight. And after queen f6, yeah, a4 or knight c5. Black looks to be okay. Even c5 looks good, right? I think c5 might be interesting. Right, force white to capture, then play d5, and this should be okay for black. And let's go to Iranian game. We see here, if you guys have questions, Naponaka is kind of structure London. Not really, no. It is Nimzo types of structure. Remember, Naka beat Magnus with the structure, with white, right? And he plays all the time, so he knows what he is doing. But it is very drawish, right? I mean, go back to this position. This looks very drawish. White is just playing g4 to get some squares. As I mentioned before, it is very important to study Iranian games here. And that means that white must not hurry, right? He should be ready and willing to play the endgame. Because the endgames are better for white because of that weakness on c6. That pawn on c6 might be under attack sometime. And more space usually is pretty good for white. All right, let's go to Fabiano game, and Vladik is thinking. All right, this game I have no idea. I don't know the theory of the Petrov. We have a couple of Petrovs today, by the way, and Vichy is playing with fire because white does indeed have this e4, e5 option, followed by the square on d6 for the knight, right? So let's see, if e5, e4, then if e4 has been played, so a6, e5, if black plays e5, unfortunately it doesn't. Oh, e5 is bishop f7, right? Bishop f7, rook c5 tactic. Oh, so he is slightly in trouble. This is slightly better for white, but this is nothing special. Just b6, rook c8. You know, probably king takes. If black managed to trade the queens, he might be even better. So Anish Giri doing the Petrov thing. Taking on f5. I don't think white should actually take on f5. He should just play bishop f4 first, because knight on d6 is really not that great. Taking here allows black to play g6 and transfer the knight to g7 and e6. So black is doing okay. You're from India, I tell you how Indian players are doing. I'm the American. I'll tell you how the Americans are doing for sure. Here, you know, Harry is actually considered to be a very good endgame player. And what the hell happened here? So knight f6, I really don't like knight f6. As I mentioned before, I think black should have played knight h6 followed by f6, but okay, knight f6. But now after bishop e3, we see this knight on b4 being very shaky, right? Knight b4, knight a3, and then the threat is c3 followed by knight c4, attacking a lot of weaknesses. Black just created himself a lot of problems by playing this knight a6 maneuver. Knight b4, he's gonna waste a lot of time, and he is... I'm not sure about this knight c5 though. Maybe knight d2. All right, knight c5. White just plays safely. You know, it's a team event, right? And the name of the game, the team event, is to be safe. f6 probably inaccurate. You really had to play f5. Try to create the square in d5 for your knight. And now we see the problem for white, because if he plays c3, then we're gonna have similar structure, but black knight is gonna be going to c5 because he has a pair of knights, right? And white doesn't have a pair of knights. So going here, this is not very interesting, to be honest. All right, very symmetrical stuff. And we see that this is equal game, so this is all preparation. No fun, guys, no fun at all. And Nepo is going for this queen trade. The idea is if you trade the queens, again, you have a lot of b5, c6 breaks, and the black plays b5. Potentially white has the upper hand, just more space advantage. Okay, thank you guys for following. Hi Gata, hi Radagast. Will you accept to play if invited? No, I will not accept, because I haven't studied theory. I'm not the top dog anymore. Now, if I mentioned on my Facebook, if they should have run this event at least with the 10 players. I mean, they have only 4 players playing, right? This is not the event like Olympiad, where the organizers have to provide the lodging, the meals, right? And the tickets sort of to the Olympic teams. This is where everybody stays home and relaxes. Organizers, they have no expense except the prize money. And, you know, they could easily have run simple 10-player team game, right? 10 players from each team. And they should put more teams, of course, because all those teams were created arbitrary. 4 is not enough. I mean, 4 is okay because if you have a live over-the-board event, massive expenses involved, right? But if you have online event, there should be 10 players on the team. And if there are 10 players, then I might think about playing, because, you know, obviously I'm still probably top 10 US player at the moment. And but on the other hand, you don't get to watch me. Yes, I'm still here. Yes, I'm still here. You get a chance to watch me do a little bit commenting here, and that's. So let's see. So they put up finally this on the chess base. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And here we have how many boards? So we see the schedule, right? This is last round for today. They play 2 rounds per day. They play 2 rounds tomorrow, then 2 rounds after tomorrow. So basically 2 rounds per day. That's their thing. Lee Chess unfortunately doesn't cover this event. So we are not, they should actually cover it because it is still an important tournament. I say I'm gonna boycott it, and I am not planning to spend a lot of time on this tournament, but I will spend some time on some games, and if people want me to make a commentary, then I will. All right, so we're gonna be sticking with the, this chess.com thing. All right, so let's go back. Naka declines the queen trade, but he likes to keep his pawn on b6. Basically, he is waiting for white to advance too far on the king side. After that, the presence of the queens on board is actually favorable for him. I don't like this position for Artemiev. I think he should have played c5 or c6 here and try to, you know, go into these exchanges, because then he'll play a4, and after knight c5 he's just worse. I think he's just worse here, and Fabiano is a very resourceful player, and especially if he gets a really good structure, then it means you know, problems for white. So probably f5 is a must move for black. You really have to do something about this pawn, otherwise the square is weak, and you need to open the files, right? So we have this game. We have who is playing white? Wei Yi. He's taking his sweet time. He's 10 minutes in deficit compared to Levon's. Levon's opening is all prepared, of course. Levon is one of the best prepared guys in the world. So what happened here? We see that, oh, white didn't play e4. He played a3. And after a6, black would have been actually better. And we see knight d6. Yeah, I'm very surprised he didn't play knight g5, to be honest. Really surprised that he didn't play knight g5, because you know, black keeps pair of bishops. All he has to do is bring this bishop into the game like this, or play e5. Then this bishop is going to look really nice. Because after knight d6, this rook is kind of being hit with this bishop h7 thing, right? So you got to spend the time on playing queen e7 now, and then queen c2. Same idea, bishop h7, put the bishop on e4, knight goes to e5, slightly better for white. So Vishy is kind of shaky a little bit. He doesn't look like he is very practiced, and playing such tournaments is actually a lot of practice. Andre King thinking how to be better here, maybe queen b2 attacking the pawn, followed by rook c1. But I don't see anything exciting here, to be honest. And again, we are still here. Some moves have been played, and this still looks pretty drawish to me. Did I miss any moves here? I might have missed some moves, yeah. What did I miss? Did I miss any moves here? Nope. Rook b8, still pretty drawish. Queen e4 draws. Queen a5. And now we see that black is a little bit suffering, yeah. He took away all these squares from white queen here on this flank. Also, knight on c7 protects the entrance to the d8. Black plays f6. So we're trying to bring king f7. And so far, black is presenting a very solid wall, a defensive wall, which is not so easy for white to break. Yeah, so this is looking very solid for Hikaru. I must say that white is still slightly better because you have control of the only open file. The queen on a5 is definitely much better than this little guy on b7. And the only question, can white break through? And he will have to play something like king g2, knight g3, h4, g5, and go for it, so that later he can transfer his queen like to b1 and to that diagonal. That is why the evaluation is so high, because 0.90 is like large advantage, because black is really passive and white has all the game in the world. And speaking of time though, small advantage for black in terms of time, but alright, so queen f5, rook f e1, and we are looking at some interesting positional moments here. Ideally, white does want to play h4, preventing that g5 break. But after g5, knight e6, the first line, I mean, black might want to play b4, try to cement this knight on c5, but this pawn structure is kind of ugly, right? So black will still need to do a lot of work. So g5 I kind of like. And then we have to, of course, understand what is this whole knight e6, or also knight h5, g4, and then queen d2 thing, right? I mean, this is not so simple. Tough calculation for black. He's down 10 minutes on the clock. Kuran is obviously in a great practical form after playing in the Magnus tournament, right? So isn't it easy to break pushing the f-pawn in the former game? You're referring to the... Which game are you referring to, Mements? Hikaru's game? You mean f4? Yeah, obviously the knight is going to d3. Knight is going to d3, and then white is probably going to go for knight e1, and then f4, and then knight f3, and try to get to e5 square somehow, right? This is the reason why computer plays h4 also, he and king g2, so he can exchange the pawn and then run his queen really quickly back to the h file, and the knight on d3 is a perfect place. He protects a lot of he protects pawn on b4 and takes a lot of squares under control, which is why I like White's position more. And again, as I mentioned before, you have to play this game slowly. If, for example, Black plays e5, he is going to weaken this square in f5, which White will definitely try to use immediately by putting the knight on f5. And you cannot allow White knight to go to f5, obviously, because that knight will go to d6, attack your pawn on h6, and it's a huge... I really hate this position for Black. I don't understand why Hikaru wants to play this. He probably wants to play king d8 followed by queen a6, but at what cost, right? At what cost? So we're looking at h4, king d8 maybe, followed by taking on g5, and then there's a huge question, because even if you play queen a6, White just play knight b3, put the knight on a5, and then breakthroughs with f4, e4, and again, we have to look at the Levon Aronian's games there. This looks very drawish, but White is slightly pressing now, right? White is slightly pressing because he's got this weakness on h5. So let's see, what is going on? Rook h1, you cannot capture the bishop because of queen c8 check, right? And you have a tempo. So Black kind of misplayed a little bit. So this is not such a draw as we thought it is, maybe. So this is why Maxim actually plays this position, right? He actually hits on some concrete targets, like this pawn on h5, opposite color bishops, but Black king is slightly worse. So Black has to be very careful now. King g7, of course. Ding, of course, is one of the best defenders in the world. It's not Geary. He's not gonna blunder you stuff. And this move, then what happened? b4 has been played. I really like queen d4, taking control over this diagonal now. And I don't know, I don't like Black's position at all. I really didn't like this b5, b4 thing. In this position, Black looks worse, but obviously queen f6 is coming. And thank you very much, guys. Thank you for following, rating, and Alessia Santaramo is rating me. You the dude, you the girl. Thank you very much for rating. Thank you. I'm very surprised the Lead Chess is not covering this event, but welcome newcomers. Again, Alessia, thank you for the raid, and we're looking at the current the last round for today for not United Nations. Oh my God, what I'm saying? Online Nations Cup, right? So Petrov, Black probably plays queen f6. Even willing to go for this double pawn structure because you have opposite colored bishops, and the presence of the heavy pieces and no knights on board. Then if you don't have knights on board, then it's very difficult to use the double pawns, right? If you do have knights, then it's a perfect square to blockade them, but you don't. So Anand is now has kind of development problem because the bishop is stuck protecting this pawn. Bishop on e4 is absolutely beautiful, right? Hitting this pawn on p7. So the question for White and for Black, how to proceed further, because queen and bishop here, they take away a lot of key squares from White pieces. And we're looking, Rajabov, of course, is the tough customer, right? He is the candidate. He qualified to the candidate championship, and then we all heard that story about what happened to him. So, but he's gonna be probably led into the next candidate, and he's tough. He's also very good in the strategic positional element, and I'm sure he's gonna make life very complicated for Vishay. Right now, nothing seems to be happening here. Anish game seems to be petering out to a draw. And hi guys, hi chess newbies. Right, thank you guys for following. Looks pretty drawish. Just, you know, all symmetrical structure, no weaknesses for Black. The only question, how he's gonna protect this knight on d7, and of course still kind of annoying, right? So if you play rook d8, for example, White can just sort of grab, play knight e3, knight g4, try to hit some squares here. Not so simple. And you definitely don't want to take this knight on e5, so rook d8. Okay, so rook d8, evaluation slightly jumps now. As I said, knight going to e3, c6, have to keep the pawns mobile, and then knight e4, knight g4, hoping to use these weaknesses. So we'll see what happens later. We see Firuza game here. Basically, Harry just playing for a small advantage. He connects his rooks, all the standard tricks, plays for a pair of bishops advantage, and knight c5 probably takes, and rook d1, right? So now black is stuck with this weak pawn on a5. Knight on b4 looks good on paper, but if white manages to exchange the bishops, black is almost lost because that knight will go to c4. Black rook will be stuck protecting the pawn. The knight on b4 will have no squares to go, and again, the double pawns in the presence of the knights are a dangerous thing to have. So one of the ideas for black to do is probably, but he cannot really exchange the rooks, because if you exchange all the rooks, right, so if black plays like rook d2, all right, very fast, what happened? Take, knight a6, bishop c4, black cannot allow this exchange, and then of course you have this bishop f7. I don't know why Harry should have played this move, you know, attacking this pawn on h5. This is pretty standard, right? And black cannot capture the bishop because bishop on d7 will fall, and that is just lost. So bishop f7 was very good. I don't know this rook d3, what happened, and all right, so rook b3, that's the plan. Rook goes to b7. Still, I don't know, is it such a big deal? So rook c3 makes sense, trying to hit the pawns. And so Harry put the rook on the third to keep attacking the stuff. So after knight d6, for example, what happens? And then knight goes to b7. Again, white is playing for long-term advantage. He is better, obviously. You know, these pawns are a pain for black. And this position looks pretty equal. This position looks exciting, but I have no idea. I think white is better, right? Because knight on c5 is fantastic. Knight on b4 is kind of be cut off. So you have to keep pressure on this pawn. But then probably queen c3 with the threat of knight c5 and also rook a4. Capture this knight. It doesn't look very good for black. This is completely... ooh, it's no longer equal, right? If knight f6, then queen f5 attacking the bishop. Mate on h7. Black is in serious trouble. So there is this first line we see, right? Bishop f6, queen f5, and then if g6 and queen takes d7, that's tactical justification. Looks very dangerous. Hello everybody, hi, and yeah. So we're doing this a little bit of the commentary here, and what happened? White was better, and then something happened. What the hell happened? King g7, rook e4. Ooh, very strange move. Well, he can't really move the bishop, right? Because rook goes to b2. But I sort of expected queen b3 is tough to see. This is very queen b3 is very difficult move to see. And of course there's geometry, right? Queen going to f3 and bishop going to d5. So instead white decided to go into this endgame, and Ding is better for sure. Is it enough? Probably not enough. This looks like a dead draw because this pawn controls these two, and rook of course cuts black off along the fourth line, while this rook is stuck protecting the pawn on a7. So this does look like a draw, and here we see that Jan is gonna try really hard to attack this pawn on g5 to force some sort of a trade. If black trades on h4, then this pawn on h6 is weak. If he trades on f4, then of course white trades to his advantage. So how is black going to protect against knight e1, knight f3, attacking this pawn? Knight b3 first. Alright, so Jan is going to play knight d2, followed by knight f3. And black probably will have to take on h4 and play knight g7, because it's not so easy for white to get to this h6 pawn. Right, not so easy. Probably a lot of maneuvering will be involved, and black is trying to survive really hard, but he is worse. And let's see Fabiano's game. This looks like a draw now, but black will still have to make this draw, right? So what happened? Queen d4, queen f7, knight e6, going for the trade. And rook ac8 was for some reason black is much worse here. What happened? He missed queen e5, and Fabiano missed queen h4. He missed queen h4. The idea is that if you play h5, then probably rook e7 followed by attack, right? Because if you trade this stuff, then it looks very like drawish, very much drawish, right? After rook b1, white rook has to go to e3, and then check, of course, forcing king to h3, and then h5 followed by king to f6. All right, it's not a draw, but a good chance for black to make a draw, and a good chance for white to try some tricks, right? This is not a dead draw. I mean, probably just king g7 and g5, but I think h5 will be better at some point. Anyway, let's go back to this game, another rook endgame. This looks absolutely drawish. These guys should agree on a draw. Okay, knight g7, correct, and then knight goes to g6 to kick this king out of h4. So what happened? What happened here is a draw. 15 minutes, 16 minutes each left. A lot of time. Artemiev is not that great in endgames, so good chance for white, for Fabi to win this game. Rajabov is pushing. You see, guys, f5. This is pretty desperate move by the ex-world champion. f5 I really don't like. Really weakening the king. If Vichy has to play a move like f5, then all is not well in the kingdom. So what was wrong with bishop c7? I'm trying to figure it out. What is wrong with this move? What is wrong with bishop c7? Probably, if I had to guess, probably it has to do with queen h5, attacking the pawn f7, forcing black to exchange this knight, and then the difference in the bishops is too large, right? And just huge advantage. So, I don't know. The computer says f6 and knight g6, king h7, but see this crazy first line? This is so inhuman. No human would ever play anything like that. I guarantee you. No human would ever play anything like this. So, take on g4, followed by probably king g7, king g3, rook endgame. Here, for some reason, Andrei King allows queen takes on e4, and he hopes for that d6 to work, but I don't think that actually is... now queen a4 is a possibility, right? Queen a4, which I think he missed. Yeah, queen a4 looks very strong. Computer move, but very strong. It forces the exchanges, the trades, then rook c7, basically a draw. Anish managed to get something somewhere. No, he managed to get his rook trapped. What is this rook e6, man? Yeah, I apologize, but this rook e6 is definitely doesn't belong there. That's okay. I mean, I'm not looking for 1,000 people audience. I'm looking for you guys. If you guys are here, then you're the ones I'm looking for. So 94, and again, this rook is a huge risk, right? So we're looking at queen h3, which is tactical. The only probably tactical means to protect this rook. The threat is knight f6, and then take on d7 at some point, forcing black to play rook e7. But this presence of knight on e4 is a very good thing for black. f3 is just impossible. Oh, it's just been played, and black has to find king f7, which is not that difficult for a player of Yang Yu strength. He will find this. If he wants a draw, of course, he'll find rook d6, but king f7 is the move that Anish missed. You gotta work on your tactics, Anish, my man. You're good, but you're not that good. You still have to grow, man. So, rook h8. As we see, white missed that bishop f7 moment, remember, with the rook on d3. So he is basically shuffling back and forth, and I don't know, Harry's gonna come up with something. He's getting a little bit low on time. And what else we have here? We have these guys playing, Khadiban. And we had this game, and white is just much better here, because this knight on b4 is gonna be history at some point. And so queen h7 check here, followed by f4 is what actually is winning for white in this game. Because if black plays bishop d6, then it's just check on h8, check on e1, and check on b5, and black loses rook. So black loses this game automatically, and all white has to do is to find the sequence, queen h7, f4, and if bishop f4, then take on f4, and the first line is there, right? Black loses the piece, and just loses, right? Why is Anish king f7, not queen f7? Because of knight h6 check, right? Let's go back to Anish game quickly. If you okay, yeah, if queen f7, then knight h6 check, right? That's the fork. That's the thing he was hoping for, but of course king f7 doesn't allow all that, right? And maybe the only thing that black can hope for is after king f7, for example. It has been played, and Anish is actually worse now. So unfortunately, I don't think I can analyze here. But if you take, then just grab and queen h3 and probably just f5. Black is winning. So let's go back to this game for a second, and we see that black is thinking. Black is finally neutralized white's initiative. Check. And black is fine. Yeah, just king d7, knight finally gets to e7. Remember how I was speaking, how black knight's ideal square in the structure is on e7, because he protects the c6 pawn and he controls the f5 square and d5 square. In case white ever plays e4, this knight will go to d5, and now simple knight e7 should be able to draw this game. Let's see if this happens, and we see the yeah, if rook e5, then the problem with rook e5 is that black will just keep on going checks, because that pawn on h2 is gonna be not going anywhere, right? So king will have to go to g7, h4, king take, king g6, and king g3, king g5. This looks very drawish. But Artemiev is down to 2 minutes versus 22 minutes by Fabiano. That is a huge advantage, and this is a draw, of course. And Rajabov is looking. Ooh, he make a draw here. He played queen h5. My god. And this is actually a huge question to Rajabov, because after simple bishop f3, black is just much worse. Just much worse. He is just much worse. I'm not sure why Raja went for this draw, but you know, in his old times, Raja was considered to be like Anish Giri. You know, he was extremely solid, very hard to beat, so very tough opponent. But unlike Anish Giri, he also, you know, winning quite a few games. So in last tournament, Hikaru got a hard lesson from Magnus in this 4 nights ending. Exactly, and no, he didn't. I think that was actually Hikaru beating Magnus with white. So so that's it. All right, thank you for following, guys. So this is the draw, right? The game. Oh, they're still playing it. Oh, come on. You can't really. Yeah, I think this is a draw, right? So this is a draw. This is going to be a draw as well. And 5B is the only important game here. And Vladik leaving himself minutes on the clock in this position makes no sense. Probably something to do with his internet or something. Well, you say the position is winning. I don't think the position is winning, but white can certainly try. White can certainly try. This is a draw, right? This is a draw, so this is a problem for white. He is down a pawn. He just gave up this important pawn on e4, so Wesley is supposedly winning. And yeah, so we're now looking at either f5, which will make a lot of sense to me. So Anish is losing. Harry is doing his thing. He is continuing to torture black, and he's going to torture him forever. And I think in the end, Harry might win this. So yeah, so that's a lesson for a kid, Firoza, because you gotta learn, you gotta play, you know, carefully those end games, and especially during the development phase, right? So what is going on? Why is Canero taking her time? I mean, she obviously sees queen h7 check followed by f4. I have no idea what's going on. And hi Squiz, hi guys. First round Magnus won a knight in the game. Oh yeah, you're right. Of course, now that's like ancient history. It's still useful to remember that structure, right? Because Hikaru's playing this all the time. So this game we can close, right? This is a draw. And are they still playing it for real? Oh my god, they're still playing it. It's such a draw. There is no way for white to break through. Fabi is gonna win on time. Ooh, he just allowed white king to get to f3. Oh my god, why black didn't play king f7 or king g7? I told you, Artemius was like really not that strong in the endgame. And now this king is gonna just walk up here or walk up here, and he's gonna probably lose. What is this rook b1? I don't believe it. Yeah, any normal player would play king g7, king f6, protect the pawn just automatically. My god. Alright, draw here. Rajabov is a draw. So we're gonna close this game. Andreikin is probably gonna lose this, and Anish is very likely to lose this, and Harry is playing Firouzan. Yeah, I apologize, but I don't think this is a very interesting game. I think black is actually now better, right, because of this very bad bishop on b2. Technically, f5, f4 looks very strong, right? Especially when you have such a pawn formation, when white is so passive. And of course, in this game, white is basically winning. And black will have to hope for her famous attacking skills, because Nana Jagnidze is a famous attacker. Although in this particular game, white knight on e1, he protects basically everything here, right? Everything. And we see f4, and we will see probably rook f4. I don't know about this d6, but I think check and rook e1 will make sense. Just take this rook on e8, take that piece, right? So rook f4, queen f4. For some reason, the computer really likes the d6 move. I don't know why. I don't know why he wants to play that. No idea. I think just check and rook e1 check looks also very good, right? I mean, to me it looks pretty good. So what is the problem? The problem may be queen c1 check, followed by queen takes b2 at some point. I don't know. Alright, so which game you guys want to go back? Do you think China has the best team for the competition? Evens very close. Left White House press briefers for Kamsky. White House press briefers? My god. Somebody is listening to those guys? I mean, it's Trump TV, of course, but I haven't watched Trump talk since his since he actually entered the office, right? That was last time I actually heard about him. Naples game. Alright, let's go to Naples game. So what do we see here? Absolute draw. Alright, so the only chance is f5, then I don't know. Knight g6 is impossible, right? You just don't. What you must not do is take on f5. That's the only thing. So if f5, if you take, you worse, right? You just don't take this pawn because trading the knights and goes here. So after f5, black has several moves. Knight g7 is the first that comes to mind. And you must not play e5 because after knight g6 you lose this pawn, right? So you gotta play knight g7. I think that's the most logical move. Forcing white to take on e6. You kind of ruin your pawn structure a little bit, but the knights on e7, g7 are taking control. Together with the f6 pawn, they control the entire fifth row. And black king will go to d7. Yeah, white's probably still going to press him a little bit. And what happened here? Finally, king makes a walk. And yeah, Artemiev is going to lose this game. Yeah, he's going to lose this game because he just allows everything. King walks to b5. Then white is going to grab this pawn, give up the h pawn, and pull this b pawn ahead. So what happens here? Not so simple for black. Not so simple, right? White is planning queen b7 invasion. Because if you play rook c8, then I mean, white will just probably take on c8, take on a7, and the black king on f8 doesn't have time. If black king was on g7, black would probably be okay, right? He'll just give check, put the queen on b4, transfer the queen to d6 with a perfect square for black queen, and then black will be okay, but he has no time for that. Because if you play queen b4, then white just you know, does the spin on the 8th. So Anish is playing this position. He is fighting for the survival, and Harry is doing his thing. Rook b6. Black will probably have to take this knight on c4, play king d6, and then he'll have to watch out for that bishop f7, bishop g6 thing. And yeah, still some pressure for white for sure. So Jan is doing f5, and black is thinking. Still kind of unpleasant. See how black is 50 moves now, right? It is 50 moves, and black has been suffering the whole game. Don't you think China and Russia have a little advantage with strong female players? Probably. Yeah, probably. Thank you for your donation, by the way. Right. You say he's in trouble. Naku would take a chance and might blunder. Why is you saying trouble? Fabi is almost winning. Wesley is better slightly. I mean, he has to see this bishop b5, but I think he actually will see this, right? You see this, guys, first line, right? Bishop b5, queen b7, bishop takes c4, queen takes a8, followed by king g7, and then queen goes to b4 to d6, and both pawns d5 and a2 are on the light squares, which is the color of black bishop, right? And white's bishop is really bad, so advantage to black, advantage to black. So I don't know why you think Americans are gonna lose. I don't understand this. Who else is playing for the American team? Hold on a second. Wesley and who else? I don't know. Who else? Guys, who else was playing? Conero misplayed. Conero. Wait. Which is the American babe playing for us? That's India. And Nana. All right, but we have Chinese players. Wait. Marsha Picchu. Wait, who's the American girl playing this round? I don't see. Yeah, shouldn't be there an American girl? Oh, wait. Garechkina versus Irichka. Right, of course, I missed this game. My god, how could I have missed this game? Irichka is, I guess, Irina Crush, right? Yeah, that's Irina Crush. Okay. The experience versus the youth, and yeah, black has no problems. Well, one thing for Irina Crush is that usually she is very well prepared in the openings, because she is part of the huge New York Martial Club related partnered Grandmaster school there, right? So if you live in New York, check it out sometime, all right? Because they have the GM, strong GMs from Georgia, and some other GMs. They have regular classes. I think she studies there, and her openings. You know, because when you teach, you should get your openings in order, right? Because you need to teach your students the right setup, right? So, and I don't really like this knight d3 because it gives black just easy time. Black just puts the knight on d6. Oh, this has been played. This was not a correct decision by Garechkin, I think. This was not correct decision because white managed to get this b4 in, and this is better for white because now there's a standard minority attack coming up, right? Rook b4, rook a1 probably was better, right? Rook a1, the idea that if you play rook a5, then you can play rook b1, and if rook a7, then sort of rook b6 and queen b4 followed by a5. Rook b4 is slightly passive, allows this h5 thing. The idea of h5 is not just to make a loop, but also prepare potentially this f5, f4 break, because white doesn't have this g3, f4 anymore, right? So it's it would have been advisable probably for white to play h4, g3 here, and to meet this halfway. So all right, so yeah, and I think h4, black probably should play h4 here again. So we're in, right now they just basically standing, looks like a draw, right? So this looks like a draw, and Hikaru should be a draw. And yeah. Also, that knight to a6 is coming, attacking the pawn, right? Knight a6, and white defends by giving a check on knight d3. So Wesley is... oh, Wesley played king f7. He should have played king g7. Of course, he should have played king g7, followed by queen b4 and queen d6, and he would have been better, because after queen h8, this is just draw. This is now just a draw, because white is going to give perpetual. His two pawns are hanging. White has to make a draw, and that leaves us the only game left for the Americans, right? Yeah, this is the FIDE Online Nations Cup tournament, right? What is Kramnik doing in the India? He is the coach. Kramnik is the coach of the Indian team, guys. Yeah, that was mind-boggling to me as well, but okay. Well, the threat of knight h5 is to play something like knight g7, knight f5, but I guess it's just a trick, because king e6, knight g7, king d7, knight f5. Black can just trade this knight and play knight c7, knight a6, and he might be even better. I'm not sure about this king c7. Was it really necessary? Was it really necessary to play king c7? Well, Naka thinks that he's gonna make a draw anyway. I agree with him. This does look like a draw, and this looks even closer to a draw, and this definitely is a draw. And so that's pretty much it. So that leaves us with the Indian game. Black decided to just give up the exchange and grab this knight, transposing the game to the extra pawn queen's endgame. Very practical decision by Black. No risk at all now, right? No risk of missing any, blundering any forks, and just a matter of technique. And it's playing for two results in Grandmaster language. This is good stuff. And what happened to the game that I was looking for? Where is Artemiev game? My God, what happened to the Artemiev game? Guys, what happened to the Artemiev game? Did he lose? 5B, yep. I told you, 5B is really strong in this stuff. So Artemiev lost, and that means the US team is now winning. And of course, Artemiev playing absolutely, yeah, king f7, king f6. He was afraid of h3, king f3. I understand, but yeah, he really misplayed this position. Rook d4 allows rook e8 and rook g8, and boom, two extra pawns. Very easy win. Very easy win. Yeah, very bad technique by Artemiev here. Very bad technique. So so we win. The American team wins. Okay. So the American team wins. This any political point of view for Kasparov Kramnik playing against their flag? How are you? How Black going? Well, I'm covering it, but I'm covering it like on a leisure basis. I didn't cover the first round. Kasparov coach European team. Thank you for subscribing. Where the fox hat. Thank you so much for 2 months. Yeah, Artemiev lost. So the Americans are winning, right? Because Jan is not gonna win this game for sure. And this looks like a draw. Yeah, this looks like a draw. I mean, yeah, in order to play this position for a win with white, guys, remember, you had to have this pawn on g4 and on h3, right? Because there you have some chances of going for f3 and e4 later. I'm talking about the endgame where you have, where you manage to exchange these pair of pawns, and black is stuck with this pawn on c6, right? And but in order for white to play for a win, he needs to have this pawn on g4 and not being fixed by this pawn on h5. And this is a draw, right? All right. And we're doing good, guys. Harry is... ooh, black has to find this bishop a4 move, right? He has to find this move, forcing white to play b3. And still white wins this pawn on h5, so that means extra pawn for black. But maybe some chances, yeah, some chances, because the pawns are on the dark squares. It will be a huge question whether white king can somehow break through. So I believe bishop a4 is actually necessary. The idea is after b3 you play bishop b5. And if you take on h5, then you play c4, and you trade extremely important c5 pawn. Because bishop e2, c takes b3, b2, right? And white will have to trade this pawn, probably by playing bishop f7. Then you take on b3, and black king goes to f6, sort of. And white will have difficulty using, converting his extra pawn, because again, his pawns are on the light squares. So that is the story for this game. Hi guys, hi folks, white is suddenly better here. Okay, and black is down the rook. So Nana didn't manage to create the enough compensation for that missing knight. And she went completely berserk. She went sacrificed this exchange. And but there is no compensation for the rook. She's rook down. She's gonna lose. And Maria... Ooh, what? Okay, give me a second. Queen c1. Oh, you missed this beautiful, beautiful queen e3, right? Beautiful, because pawn takes with the check, and you grab this queen on h8. Aha! That is the beautiful stuff, right? This is the reason why computer says he has to play d6 first. Get that black queen away to d6, and then check, and grab this rook. Wow, this is incredible, guys, right? This is incredible. I am a Frenchman. Yeah, I would love... Je parle français, right. Je voudrais, of course, I'm just the English speaker. I don't know, we are sort of the French fries, right, all right. So fantastic swindle. Look at this. This is a draw, right? Because of this king f2, queen e3, guys. Just remember this trick, right? This is important trick. Very important trick. All right. Yeah, this is extremely beautiful trick, right? This cross section, fantastic. Fantastic trick by white. Anish lost the game. And nice technique by black, right? He blunders this queen h4 and he resigns. So Yu Yang Yu, he is very strong. And the last game we have is Harry trying to win this game. And Nakamura trying to defend this half-point advantage, 1-point advantage in the match versus Russia. And I believe that he will hold this game. And the USA will win this match. This is going to be a win for the America. Right. 95 check. And king f3 back. Okay, you can play king f2, but then knight g7, right? There is no way to get to the c6 pawn because knight e7 is so rock solid. There is no way for white to improve at all. I don't know what the Young is trying, but he is not improving. Maybe he'll try knight e2, knight c3. Okay, so he's trying knight d6 check. I don't know what that does, because king does go to d7. Very good defense by Nakamura. And we're looking at e4, but if white plays e4, suddenly things might get dicey a little bit, yeah? See, Nepo, he just missed this try with e4. Well, he is going to try for this e4, because if knight f5, then so knight d6 will be played, followed by knight f5, and then we're going to see this endgame, right? This is going to be a long endgame. Long endgame. My god, it's 64 moves, and black is still suffering this, still suffering in this line. So this line is not recommended to be played by black unless you're Hikaru Nakamura, unless you're almost 2800 rated elo player, okay? Because chances are you're not going to hold it. And I don't think anybody in his right mind will want to play this line for black. So bishop goes to probably b5 still, with the idea of c4. Well, the computer likes bishop c6 and c4, but again, 0.91 means this game is a draw. All right, so this is a draw because this pawn is not going anywhere, and white pawns on the light squares and white king will have no way to break through on the queen side. He needs to get to c5 somehow. He's not going to make it unless white trades absolutely all these pawns. And with the king on e5, pawn on e5, and white king somewhere at pawns on e4 and h4. This is just a draw because this is the wrong color. Black can always just give up his bishop, and this is the wrong color h-pawn. This is a draw game. All right, so this is going to be a draw, and which brings us back to the only game remaining, which is Nakamura's game. And we see the players continuing to play back and forth, and Naka just, just probably chilling. Yeah, because king is protecting the pawn. That means knights are free to move, and white might just blunder something if he continues to press. Right? He missed the chance that was present here, guys. Remember, he missed the e4 chance here. Followed by knight d6 check, and then knight takes e4, attacking the f6 pawn, right? That was probably the closest white could have come to getting something. But he missed that chance, and now, of course, you don't play e4 because of knight e6, right? Knight e6, you take on e4, and knight e6, and knight gets to d5. So knight f5, king f2, back and forth, back and forth. How many moves they made without moving a pawn here? Oh, that was f5, right? f5. The last exchange was on move 51. And right now it's only 66. Oof. This is going to be a long game, guys. Can you move your overlay a little bit to the left? It hides the clock. Hides the clock. Oh. You mean this? Like that? All right. Okay. To continue, we are doing the Wonder Wheel. We are doing the Wonder Wheel. White is doing the Wonder Wheel. It is blurry also. What is blurry? I don't get it. What is blurry? F5 genius. Chess genius. There was a computer program, right? It was called Chess Genius something. Yeah, it was one of my favorite chess engines. Used to be. Long time ago in the galaxy, far away. Okay, knight b3, knight h4 check. Yeah, knight back to f5, and white will have no way to play e4. He missed that chance, right? And Mephisto as well. Oh my God, Mephisto, is that the chessboard with the pieces? Yeah, you have to really stick them, and then the light is blinking. My God, you know where I. Yeah, you know where I seen that one? I seen that one used by Nessis in St. Petersburg when I was young. This like famous dude, this Nessis guy. He was considered to be like correspondence player, very strong player. But what happened? He invited a lot of grandmasters over to his house to help him, find the good candidate moves for his correspondence games. He also used that Mephisto chess computer, right? My God, that was. But that was like 80s, right? Remember? Anyway, he was a very cool guy, of course, very friendly, But he was just he was a real character, unforgettable character for sure. Yeah, there is one comparison that comes to mind. Like, guys, if you read Master and Margarita by Bulgakov, I keep mixing him up. Bulgakov is Nabokov, but of course these are completely different. And there was a character in Bulgakov, Master and Margarita. You know, there is a cat, right? There's a huge cat, humanoid cat, right? Sort of. So Nisus kind of reminds me of that a little bit, but not quite. All right. So a lot of dancing back and forth. Nepo needs to win, and I don't know. These guys know each other so well. They've been playing each other at so many games, live tournament games, online tournament games, the current Magnus tournament, the chess.com Blitz multiple matches. What is there to play? Nepo is definitely not going to win this one. Okay, let's see what else is in progress. We see Firuzai is still playing, and the pawns have been traded. Bishop will go to b5 to prevent king c4, and this is 0.54. This is just like a real draw. Of course, the question is, there is a temptation to play a4, but after b4 you really don't want to do that, because the king will walk up to a3, bishop will grab this pawn on a4, then go back to d1, and the b pawn is probably winning for black. Maybe not, maybe some chances, but why, right? Why risk? Just play king g6, king h5, king h6, king g6, just prevent white king from running here. And the only way for white to try to win is by playing bishop d1, c2, d3 in order to play the king c4. But the moment king steps on c4, black just gives this check, and you cannot play king c5 because of that bishop on d3 being hanging. So this looks like a draw, and I don't know why they playing, but okay, let them play, guys, right? Probably playing in the Magnus Invitational Tournament is not enough, right? Play some more chess, why not? What is title of Gata Kamsky's books? If you Chess Genius, there is a link to my selected books on below Twitch, right? Below the Twitch broadcast. It's on one of the panels, right? You can click on that link and it will bring you to my books, to my publisher, and it will tell you everything you want to know, man. Everything you want to know. So there you go. And knight is going to c3, I guess, right? Finally, white is going to knight c3, king e2, king d3, and he is gonna go e4. Because if black plays f5, that's a different story now. You get a lot of get a lot of squares, right? So we're looking at king e2 followed by king d3, and of course, white knight is now long ways from a5. So I don't know what white actually gets from this one. So if king e2, I might even consider playing knight g6 as if I were black, right? Trying to get rid of this knight on f4. And maybe even go for a f5, f4 break. Maybe. So knight g6 looks pretty good now. Knight f5 back, knight c3. Alright. What is the idea? And the idea is to play... And black smartly prepares the transfer of the knight to c7, where he will eye this d5 square. Right, so this second knight will go to e7. Right now, knight c7 looks very reasonable. And so if white wants to play e4 now, yeah, but after knight e7, you cannot play e4, right? Yes, I'm still here, because black will just take and play knight d5. So knight e7 looks reasonable, preparing for that e4. And if knight c3 back, then knight f5 back, right? Right. Yes, the URL filter went away. Yes, you're correct. Yeah, I looked it up, I found it, and it was the setting on the Twitch itself, I guess. I didn't realize it was there. So you can finally post those links that you guys wanted, right? And we have a tournament, by the way, which is starting in less than 50 minutes. I hope it's not gonna be like yesterday, right? Tournaments. See this title, Tuesday Blitz? It starts in 48 minutes. We have Grishuk, Ilyanov, Aparin, Yakovlev, A lot of great grandmasters. All right, so we're gonna join this tournament, and we quickly. Whoa! It just kicked me out of that. Game. My God, these guys are still playing, right? Oof. Oof. Are you going after the suspicious players again? You know it. You know it. That's my actual job now. I'm just kidding. That's not my job, but I fully expect to run across at least 2-3 suspicious characters today. And we're gonna vociferously voice our suspicions without direct accusations. And we're gonna try to play some good chess along as well. Alright? And we're gonna admit the blunders where we see them, because I am gonna make some blunders. But there's a good news for you guys. Again, as I said earlier, I did record the second installment of my London series for the YouTube. All I have to do is now to upload it, because he's playing for a team and his team lost because Artemiev lost the game to Fabiano. So he's trying to make water out of the stone, but Naka is not the stone, right? Naka is not the stone man. Naka, I don't know. He can squeeze the water out of you himself if you allow you. All right. Hi Andromeda, thank you for subscribing. Well, right now there's a very complicated situation about online chess, because I don't think this is correct the way also chess servers are handling it, because I understand that they are trying to limit their liability from lawsuits, but just banning people without proper explanation, without trial, without providing data, without providing proof, this is not gonna fly, man. This is not gonna fly. Because this is a free world, right? This is a free world, guys. You still have to demonstrate the proof. You still have allow the guys the ability to analyze your data, to find the holes in it, and to prove himself innocent, right? If you just ban people and just say them, we have this algorithm, we have these programs, but because of the national security concerns, or some bloody concerns that we're afraid the cheaters, once they know these methods, they will get smart, right? So that means you're lazy, right? It's like cops and robbers, right? Obviously, with the technology being upgraded and the people learning more, robbers, they learn and introduce new methods to doing the crime stuff. But also does the police, right? That's why you're police. You should be on the ball. You should be ready to fight with the modern equipment. It's not like you can freeze time and say, hey, we're going to freeze it, and we're going to just say that you cannot improve that technology anymore. So I think this is a wrong approach, and I think there will be actual legal consequences, and this will move on forward, because right now the situation as it is just really bad. Yeah, they made 300 players confess to cheating, and so what? So what? There is like thousands and thousands of title players in the world, right? They make new accounts. So they made them confess. But like, okay, you made them confess because you put them an ultimatum, right? You put them an ultimatum, and also still you take away the defender's side to have his day in the court. There's a saying in legal term in the U.S. that if you're a defender, you have a right to have your day in the court and try to defend yourself. Right now, all these guys who are being accused and banned, they have no recourse at all. They just have no recourse. You are banned, period, right? That is not how it's supposed to work. That is not how it's supposed to work, guys, at all. I mean, we are living in the I'm living in Russia, but online internet was the freedom, right? And this is the Chess American server, the chess.com. You're the guys. You're supposed to be the guiding light for the humanity. You're supposed to be the guiding light for the democracy, right? You're supposed to be doing things that are great for people. And if it is technology, then okay, by all means, go ahead and advance your technology. Do not be scared by it, right? Accept it and then work with it and improve your methods, and don't be lazy, right? That's what I'm saying. Because otherwise, you're starting to become like a dictatorship, right? That is not what it is. That's not just the right way to do this. Yeah. Okay, but you know, even if it is a private club, but if it is like sort of a monopoly, right? If it is a huge thing, if it's a huge organization that involves a lot of people playing chess and they claim to be close to 30 million members, right? That means that you are no longer quite private, right? That means you are sort of national, this organization which handles the sport matter or the gaming matter, right? Which means you're supposed to fall under some federal statutes for sure. It's for sure, guys. It's like broadcasting, right? I remember reading cases about the broadcasting in the U.S. They really didn't want to be regulated. They said that we are able to self-regulate, and then they saw like a lot of cases, a lot of back and forth, and they sort of like there's FCC, right? And they found some compromise, but they're still being regulated after all. Exactly. Yeah, but again, you gotta prove it, right? It's like, again, if you're in the court, imagine if you're, because being accused of cheating is almost like being accused of being a criminal, because you are accused of stealing other people's money, right, by winning the prize and denying it to more deserved person, right? That is almost like a criminal case to me, almost. And in such case, especially if this is a criminal case, you have to have this, according to my long time ago, like 15-year-old criminal law class, there has to be a clear or beyond reasonable doubt, right? That was the standard of legalese, which is like high standard, really high standard, much higher than in civil court. And yeah, there was such a thing, right? And you had to prove it. You had to prove it because the onus on proving beyond reasonable doubt was actually on the accuser. That is the whole thing. That's the caveat of the American justice system, right? And right now, the caveat, the proving onus is on the defender in the chess online server case. They accuse you, they ban you, and it's sort of you have to prove that you're innocent, which is not supposed to be. This is not the correct way of doing it. All right. Okay, let's not go into the commandments, guys. We're not mixing religion with the just civil stuff, right? Let's not mix that. I have huge respect. I mean, I've seen the movie too, right? The Ten Commandments. Fantastic movie, by the way. But let's not go there. All right. Let's not go into that particular topic. I mean, that could be really touchy for a lot of people. Yeah. So we are discussing now more of a civil liberties situation here. Like, UCLA does a lot of that stuff. And I'm pretty sure if, that would be actually good advice to a lot of those guys who cannot afford the attorney, because obviously, people like me, like regular, chess players who have no money, they can't afford the lawyers to hire, for the lawsuit. And then the only recourse then I can recommend is to go to the UCLA, which is a famous liberal organization based in California, I think. And you talk to them, and if they find merit in your case, they can actually start the case, especially if it has to do with a lot of civil stuff. And I think they will love to file the case on your behalf in this particular situation, right? Right. So I'm just waiting for some of these guys to apply to the UCLA and UCLA filing a claim against the chess.com. That will be very interesting. Yeah. No, I'm not talking class action. I'm just talking on the Freedom of Information Act or something else about the disclosure of the methods and proof that chess.com has in order to ban somebody or accuse somebody of cheating, right? Well, I'm more talking about the ban, because banning is like really huge thing, right? So black is better now. So Nepo is really playing with fire. He is really playing with fire. Knight c3 is a draw, but after king e4, f5 check, or king g5 check, black is better. Nepo is actually playing with fire. He will probably make a draw, but he's worse now. Look at this, minus 0.71. This is why you don't play this position much out, because you can't win, right? If you cannot win, there's a huge risk. If you make a lot of moves, you're gonna lose. You're gonna blunder something. And states the reasons. The only reasons they state, they don't show you the proof. You're in the court. You're entitled to seeing the proof. What was actually used to accuse you of something, right? Like you were guilty of making this move, or our program finds that the probability of you making such and such move is like really low, unless you're a computer, right? And you need a list of these accusations. That's what I'm talking about, right? You need a list of the specific list of which factors they based the decision on. Right now, these factors are not being disclosed. See my difference? See the point I'm trying to make? This is what I'm trying to make. Right now, when the servers ban you, they don't give you the list of those reasons. And they should. Yeah, but if they did, then you can fight it, and potentially you can prove that these are not enough reasons. And that opens the chess.com or the other online servers to the lawsuit, right? Because your reputation gets tarnished, right? Because if there's your livelihood at stake, right? So there is a lot of stuff here that is really important, but it's really also dangerous, right? I mean, really. But it will start sooner or later. It will start sooner or later, guys. It's just a matter of time. And Nepo is losing. My God, he is losing. He is losing. Yep, Naka is winning. See what happens? Look at this beautiful knight on d5. White is in Zugzwang. The knight is going to e6, and Naka is gonna lose. Naka is gonna win this game. See, that's the danger. My God, Nepo, what the heck did you do? Yeah, he just he self-destructed really big time. White loses. White loses. That means the US team wins over Russia by a 2-point margin. And black is winning. All right, guys. So this concludes the coverage for today, because obviously Naka wins the game, the Americans wins the match. Even if he draws only, which he is not supposed to, it's gonna be win. And the Americans still win the match, and this is the last game standing. And we are starting the in 35 minutes from now. There is a Title Tuesday coming up, and we'll see you then. All right. And the coverage of this not United Nations, my God. That's why I hate the name. They should just call it something different, because right now, it's like this on the tongue thing, right? Like United Nations Cup. It's not United Nations Cup. It's not even FIDE. It's like FIDE Cup. I don't know why they call it Nations Cup. Okay, it's some nations. It's like they should have called it Coalition Cup, right? It's a FIDE Coalition Cup. That I can understand. But Nations Cup is like supposed to involve a lot of different nations. If you make it an Olympic tournament, then it should be like at least 20 teams playing. If you make it like a World Team Championship, there should be a larger number of players present, right? All right. Could make the cheaters understand the system and think in other ways to not be detected, but that is not the reason. That's what I'm talking about. It sure will make cheaters more. How to say that? It will sure, if you're a cheater, you will start thinking of the ways to circumvent this stuff, right? But still, that is not the decision why you should be afraid to do this, right? It just means that you have to be more alert and use more advanced methods of catching up these guys. It's like playing catch up. Like again, as I said before, it's police guys versus robbers, right? It's constant upgrade, constant technology upgrade. You just cannot freeze the technology, you cannot freeze that level, because It's evolving. It's gonna be evolving all the time. And just because you don't want to it to evolve, it doesn't mean it will stay at this level. I mean, nature evolves all the time. If you're afraid of cheaters using, trying to circumvent your expensive billions-dollar system, anti-cheating measure system, my God, then you're in the wrong business, right? You should not be afraid to improve your system, anti-cheating system. You should be happy because it gives you this excellent chance to further improve your system, right? To upgrade it, to find new ways of detection, right? This is not a good enough reason to me. Not good enough at all. All right. Gata is a bot. Unfortunately, you can all see me, right? Unfortunately, you see me blunder all the time. Unfortunately, you see me do trash talking. I don't see myself as a bot, you know. Too bad though, yeah. All right, so this is it for today. Naka has the 2-pawn advantage. Probably not as large as he did before, but still, probably should be enough. So that concludes the coverage of this tournament for now. And I'll see you guys in about half an hour, and we'll have nice title Tuesday with a lot of streamers, a lot of top GMs playing, and the hunt for the suspicious character continues. So see you then, guys.